The story begins by showing us our protagonist, Denji, a devil hunter who hunts demons for a gang, but he is completely broken and walks while calculating how much money he has made by selling his organs, because he already sold his kidney, his right eye, even one of his testicles. Yet he still carries a debt of 38 million yen. And yes, that is an enormous amount. Denji continues his path with Pochita, a demon feared even by other demons, though people do not know that yet. The same little chainsaw demon that seems to growl, "You bastards, tremble. Long live freedom, damn you." Yes, that one. Denji says that if he kills a demon, he could earn 300,000 yen. So with Pochita, who has a chainsaw on his head, he kills a demon easily. And afterwards, an old man comes and tells him that this demon is worth 400,000 yen. But after deducting debts, interests, and so many taxes, he is left with only 1,800 yen, not even enough for food for the month. Sitting in his car, the old man mocks his situation and reminds him that the debt is actually inherited from his father, and then to humiliate him even more, he offers Denji 100 yen if he eats a used cigarette. And because that means 3 days of food, Denji, with no choice, sells his dignity for coins and eats it. That night, he and Pochita eat plain bread in their filthy shack, and Denji reveals his dream, that his only wish is to live a normal life. He remembers when he first started working for this old man, after his father died and left behind debts, because this very man had threatened the young Denji that if by tomorrow he did not bring 700,000 yen, he would sell him for parts. In that desperation, Denji met Pochita, who was fainting from blood loss, and Denji offered his own blood, since demons heal by drinking blood, and so they made a contract, my blood in exchange for your help, and their bond began. Back to the present, Denji cannot sleep because of hunger, and he tells Pochita that from now on, they should dream of eating bread with jam and one day kissing a girl. But their dream is broken by the same old man, who calls them to work and takes them to an abandoned place, which is actually a trap. The old man tells him that he is just like a dog who must obey, and then he stabs Denji and Pochita to death. That man had made a deal with a hideous zombie devil, who wanted all devil hunters killed and in return had given him power. The zombie army attacks Denji. He tries to run while bleeding, but he is captured, brutally chopped into pieces, and thrown into a garbage bin. Yet because of fate, some of Denji's blood drips into Pochita's mouth, reviving him, and Pochita offers a final contract. I will give you my heart, but in return, you must show me your dreams. Instantly, Denji rises alive without any wounds, but now Pochita is no longer by his side because he is literally inside his chest. The zombie devil is shocked because Denji should have been completely dead, cut into pieces, so he orders all the zombies to attack. Denji thinks about how all these zombies once had normal lives and only wanted a chance at something better. Their wish was only for a normal life, and then he pulls the cord on his chest and transforms into the true Chainsaw Man. Chainsaws bursting out from everywhere, and he massacres them all, slaughters the zombie devil, and kills the old man too, a fate everyone would say he deserved. Moments later, vehicles arrive, and out steps a woman, Makima, who says Denji's smell is strange, neither human nor demon. Then she hugs him as he returns to his human form, and Makima gives him two choices. Either she will kill him right here as a demon, or he can become her pet and he will never lack food. And Denji, with innocent hope, only asks, "What do pets eat?" She promises him the life he has always wanted. Every morning, he could eat bread with butter and jam, the simple dream he and Pochita had shared. Hearing this, Denji feels his chest ache with emotion, for this offer is the very life he had always longed for. The second episode of Chainsaw Man begins, as fan favorites Power and Aki prepare to enter the story, and Denji follows Makima to headquarters. Makima, beautiful and calm, confesses she likes raising dogs, and from now on Denji will be her pet dog, though with a chilling warning that useless dogs are put down without hesitation. What seemed like a gentle woman suddenly feels terrifying, and Denji's heart shudders in fear, though hunger soon interrupts his thoughts, his stomach growling as he remembers Pochita's sacrifice. Makima kindly offers to treat her pet to a proper meal, placing her coat softly over him, a warmth he has never felt before, for in his entire life people only ever shunned him as dirty and unwanted, and no one had ever treated him with such tenderness, especially not such a beautiful woman. The old shut-in Denji finds his heart racing, already falling for her. At the ramen shop, Denji grows dizzy from blood loss and collapses face first into Makima's chest, overwhelmed by her sweet fragrance and softness, far better than any food he ever dreamed of, leaving him utterly enchanted. Makima does not push him away but accepts his presence calmly, knowing that something unprecedented has happened in history, a body that carries both human and devil sense, and she is certain Pochita still lives inside him. Denji, shy and cautious, asks if he can begin eating, for even a simple bowl of udon noodles is something he always dreamed of. Makima gently gently feeds him, her kindness making his heart pound harder, and emboldened by her affection, he dares to ask what kind of men she likes, his heart fluttering wildly as he feels he has gone from a dying beggar to a man who has reached the peak of life. Soon after, Denji follows Makima to the Tokyo Public Safety Devil Hunter headquarters, where unlike the 1,000 or so unofficial hunters, the public safety hunters receive the best salaries and benefits. Makima guides him through the halls, though Denji barely listens, too lost in fantasies about being close to her, his mind filled with nothing but thoughts of intimacy. She hands him the standard uniform, a white shirt with a black tie, and introduces him to his first colleague, Aki Hayakawa, a cold and aloof swordsman with the aura of a solitary samurai. Denji's curious eyes scan him up and down, but before he can linger with Makima, Aki drags him away on patrol. Denji had hoped to stay near Makima, maybe even share some closeness, but instead, he is stuck with this emotionless guy. Makima sweetens the deal by promising Denji that if he does well, she will personally reward him by working together, her manipulative charm striking Denji dumb once again. On patrol, Denji asks Aki if Makima has a boyfriend, but Aki gives no answer, instead cornering him in an alley and brutally beating him, trying to scare him into quitting, telling him that hunters who join with such shallow, lustful motives never meet good ends. The truth is that Aki himself likes Makima, and used this excuse to drive Denji away, finishing the lesson by tossing his cigarette at him and spitting phlegm with disgust. But Denji refuses to give up, and as Aki turns his back, Denji retaliates with a devastating kick to the groin, a blow every man would never forget, and then unleashes a storm of kicks until Aki is writhing in agony. Yet, unbelievably, Aki endures like steel, rising to counterattack, and the two of them brawl fiercely in the street, fighting over Makima in pure desperation. After this brutal clash, Denji is assigned to Aki's squad, forced into becoming his reluctant teammate, though as a devil hybrid he will always be under strict watch, treated as a dangerous asset who can never escape until death. To keep him in check, Denji must now live with Aki, who owes his life to Makima and views her as a savior, loyal to her without question, ready to follow her orders against Denji if ever required. Makima's choice is clear. If you are a devil, then don't thank me for sparing your life. We devil hunters kill devils, and so Denji begins his new life, moving into Aki's home, and their strange cohabitation is unexpectedly harmonious, though Denji's habits are unbearable. The first thing he does in his new house is grab a slice of toast, smear it thick with jam, and take a giant bite, finally tasting the dream he longed for. But Denji, used to living in filth, cannot adjust to a clean home. He makes a mess of the table while eating, shouts like a maniac when bathing, even falls asleep on the toilet while taking a dump, and to Aki's horror, he never flushes. Soon news spreads of a fiend appearing in the city, and Aki with Denji are dispatched to deal with it. A fiend is a devil occupying a human corpse, and by that logic, Denji should count as one too. But his head lacks the grotesque features, so he is different. This becomes Denji's first real mission, and Aki waits to see his power, but Denji casually kills the fiend with one strike, refusing to transform into Chainsaw Man because he doesn't want to make its death too painful. Aki scolds him harshly, explaining that his family was murdered by devils before his eyes, so he shows no sympathy. But Denji's real reason was simply that he didn't want to ruin the adult magazine on the floor with blood. Afterward, Denji reflects. He already has a job, a roof, and even a beautiful woman near him, yet something feels missing. He realizes that compared to Aki's dream of revenge or the police officer's dream of protecting family, his own dream is embarrassingly small, so he sets a new, earth-shattering goal, to finally touch a woman's chest. This thought would have been impossible for the old Denji, but now with a real job, he feels it's achievable. Soon Makima assigns him a new partner, Power, the blood fiend with red horns and a wild personality, and though Denji is reluctant, the moment he sees her huge breasts, he agrees immediately, thinking he would do anything if it leads to touching them. Thus, the experimental Division 4 is formed, a bizarre team mixing devils, fiends, and humans, with the warning that if they fail to produce results, their hybrid group will be eliminated. Power, hyper, and explosive, like a crazed girl who cannot stop, is sent with Denji to patrol quiet areas where her horns would draw less attention. At first, no devils appear, but suddenly she smells one and bolts ahead, stealing the kill of a sea cucumber devil from a civilian hunter, her entrance explosive and chaotic, almost like a deranged Harley Quinn, instantly leaving a strong impression. Her weaponized blood powers make her formidable, but her reckless nature causes trouble. Later, Denji learns she once had a pet cat named Mioi, kidnapped by the Bat Devil, who forced her to bring human sacrifices to spare it. She promises Denji that if he helps rescue Mioi, Denji, she will let him touch her chest, and this instantly changes Denji's attitude, his hands trembling with excitement as he swears to do anything for this chance. Together, they travel to the Bat Devil's hideout, but suddenly, Power's expression darkens and she ambushes Denji, striking him down and dragging his body as an offering. It is revealed that she betrayed him because the Bat Devil demanded a human in exchange for her cat. The Bat Devil, grotesque and wounded, needs human blood to recover, and Denji is to be its meal. Yet upon tasting Denji's blood, it spits in disgust, calling it foul, and turns its hunger toward the city instead, craving fresh humans to cleanse its mouth. Power, naive and desperate, demands her cat back since she brought the sacrifice, but the Bat Devil laughs cruelly, and before her eyes, it swallows Meowie whole. This betrayal shatters her, the sight of her beloved cat devoured driving her into grief, as Denji, broken and bleeding, realizes too late that Aki's warning was true. Devils and humans can never truly be friends. Power falls into a despair she has never known, realizing that just like Denji once lost Pochita, her cat Meowie had been her whole world, the only family she ever had, and she remembers when she first found Meowie, a starving and pitiful kitten she intended to fatten up and eat. But day after day of companionship grew into love, and the cat became her irreplaceable family. When the Bat Devil appeared and stole Meowie away, her last hope crumbled, and now with Meowie swallowed before her eyes, her will to live breaks, her heart turns to ash, and she allows herself to be consumed by the Bat Devil as well. But the Bat Devil is never satisfied, for though devils and fiends bleed, nothing tastes as sweet as human blood, and so he sets his eyes on innocent children. Denji staggers after him, enraged, screaming that his chance at touching Power's chest has been stolen, and in fury he pulls the cord on his chest, chainsaws bursting from his skull and arms, his white t-shirt now drenched in blood as he transforms into Chainsaw Man again, roaring into battle. The Bat Devil, freshly healed, swings with monstrous strength, his huge body towering over Denji, but Denji refuses to back down, hurling cars as weapons, each move only enraging the beast more. The Bat Devil's head contorts hideously, forming a grotesque cannon in its mouth, and it unleashes a devastating sound wave that blasts Denji through buildings and buries him in rubble. It seizes more humans for food, but from the dust and smoke the roar of a motor cuts through the air, and Denji emerges with chainsaws blazing, battered but unbroken, for he still hasn't achieved his ultimate dream and will not fall here. Shirt shredded, body dripping blood, he fights like a savage beast craving gore, and the Bat Devil, once arrogant, now cowers in fear as its attacks bounce off him like pebbles against steel. With one relentless charge, Denji tears into its flesh, shredding the Bat Devil apart piece by piece, its final screams drowned by the grinding of chainsaws until it is completely obliterated. Power awakens later to find herself alive, saved by Denji, and asks why he isn't angry when she betrayed him. But Denji simply says that because his dream matters more than his pride, he forgives her. Meowie is rescued, and as promised, Power agrees to let him fulfill his wish, making Denji's heart race with anticipation. But before he can celebrate, tragedy strikes again. From the shadows, the Leech Devil appears, a grotesque lover of the Bat Devil who has come to avenge him. With writhing tentacles, it smashes Denji's arm and sends pain coursing through him until he screams. And though drained of blood and exhausted, Denji still stands to protect Power and Meowie. The Leech Devil mocks him, offering to spare him if he becomes her lover in place of the Bat Devil, but Denji refuses with disgust, fighting desperately with the last sparks of strength, landing blows that barely faze her. She sneers at him, shocked that such a weakling could have killed her beloved, and prepares to devour him. Just then Aki arrives in an explosive entrance, summoning the Fox Devil through his contract, its massive jaws swallowing the Leech Devil whole in one bite. The cost is steep, as every summoning requires pieces of Aki's body as payment, this time strips of his skin, but the monster is defeated. Public safety hunters quickly secure the scene, civilians are evacuated, and Denji falls unconscious, waking later in a hospital, his severed arm restored with transfusions of blood. The report concludes that the disaster began because Denji and Power acted recklessly beyond their assignment range, and while Denji lies recovering, Aki discovers that Power was at the root of the chaos, having betrayed Denji under the Bat Devil's blackmail, which caused everything that followed. Denji's blood still stains the battlefield, and though Power caused all this, if she were punished as a devil, she would be executed. But Denji, clinging to his dream of touching her chest, chooses to protect her, denying her betrayal and covering for her. This victory drives out the devils without a single civilian casualty, a dazzling achievement, and Aki, seeing Denji's resolve, also chooses not to dig deeper as long as Denji obeys his future orders. When they report back, Power escapes punishment, Denji shields Power and Aki shields Denji, the cold swordsman unknowingly softened by their reckless bond. But Makima insists on closer surveillance, so Power is moved into Aki's home. Now 3 oddballs live together, Denji with his careless nature, Power with her chaos, and Aki the stoic one, and their shared life begins. From the first day, Power makes a mess, throwing food everywhere, stuffing toilets full without flushing, just like Denji once did. Though now Denji, having matured slightly, sides with Aki and scolds her. Still, his obsession blinds him whenever she offers the reward of touching her chest. Power decides to repay him for saving Miui, defeating the Bat Devil and defending her before Aki, promising him 3 squeezes. Heart racing, Denji can hardly breathe, and when the moment comes, he touches her, only for his excitement to collapse when pads fall out, revealing her chest was not what he imagined. His dream suddenly feels empty, leaving him numb and disappointed. Realizing the thrill he craved was hollow, Makima notices his despair, and seizing the chance, she seduces him herself, guiding his hands with expert skill, teaching him the true softness he longed for. Overwhelmed by the real sensation, Denji nearly faints, and in that intimate moment, Makima whispers her true request: help her defeat the Gun Devil. 13 years ago, after countless terror attacks involving firearms, humanity's fear gave birth to the Gun Devil, who in just 5 minutes massacred nearly 1.2 million people, including Aki's family, before vanishing. Makima tempts Denji, saying if he kills it, she will grant him any wish. The key lies in fragments of its flesh, bullets of cursed meat left behind. When devoured, other devils grow stronger, and when pieces merge, they pull toward the Gun Devil's body. Thus, public safety hunts devils to gather more pieces, hoping to track it down. Denji joins the mission, accompanied by Aki, Power, Himeno, and 2 rookies, Arai and Kobeni, checking into a hotel where a devil has been sighted. Witnesses report civilians killed, and many hunters already dead. The enemy suspected of having eaten a fragment of the Gun Devil. Aki shows the piece he carries, and it reacts violently, confirming their target. He orders Denji and Power to lead, threatening execution if they fail or flee. Denji grumbles at being treated like a dog, but Himeno, sly and playful, promises him a kiss with tongue if he slays the devil. The thought of such an intimate reward makes Denji's blood boil, and he competes with Arai for the chance, while Himeno, more seasoned, quietly worries if any of the rookies will survive, reminding Aki yet again, as always before every battle, don't die. The team presses deeper into the cursed hotel, Himeno already hardened by witnessing too many partners die, and Aki her 6th one yet, when they reach the corridor's end and encounter a grotesque devil with only a head and 2 hands, quickly dispatched by Power as nothing more than an appetizer. The Gun Devil fragment does not react, proving it isn't the one, and they push on to the 9th floor. But something strange happens, for the bloodstains of the slain devil reappear exactly where they just came from. Arai, the rookie, suspects something is wrong, and when they try the stairs both up and down, every path loops them back to the 8th floor, an impossible dead end. They are trapped. This is the Eternity Devil's seal, an endless loop with no escape. Kobeni, fragile and terrified, breaks down first, panicking that they will all die here. Aki even tests jumping from windows and opening doors, but every attempt folds back to the same cursed hallway. Even time itself is frozen at 8:18. Denji, unconcerned, shrugs and collapses on a bed, deciding to nap. But as hours pass, fear eats away at them. Arai trembling in a room, Kobeni slipping into madness, only Aki still searching, and Power as carefree as ever. To ease the crushing pressure, Himeno smokes, offering cigarettes to Aki, reminding him she taught him to smoke years ago so he could handle the stress of this short-lived profession. Their bond is clear, Aki puffing calmly just to stay beside her. But their fragile calm shatters when the Eternity Devil makes an offer. If they feed it Denji, it will let everyone else go free. A binding contract, absolute and unbreakable, meaning if agreed, Denji's death would guarantee the others' safety. Kobeni immediately lunges at him with a knife, screaming that he must die, but Aki blocks her, Himeno restraining her to calm the hysteria. Aki even tries summoning the Fox Devil, but the seal cuts them off from the outside. Himeno's Ghost Devil slashes pieces off the writhing mass of flesh in the walls, but the wounds instantly heal, revealing this is not the true body. Arai, shaken and desperate, sides with Kobeni, urging that sacrificing Denji is the only way. Power, with her usual mischief, teases that killing a teammate might be fun, though Aki and Himeno fiercely refuse. Time drags on, food dwindles, and paranoia spikes. Kobeni, trembling with madness, turns her knife on Arai, blaming him and Power for everything. But their terror only strengthens the Eternity Devil, swelling its flesh and filling the halls with its grotesque mass. When the walls twist and collapse into a dark abyss, the true core of the Eternity Devil reveals itself, a writhing mouth of endless looping flesh gnashing hungrily. In this desperate moment, moment, Aki reaches for his sword, a cursed blade tied to the cursed devil that would cost him years of his life, but Himeno stops him, not wanting him to waste his future here. Even she begins to waver, agreeing perhaps Denji must be sacrificed. Kobeni rushes again, knife in hand, but once more Aki throws himself in front of Denji, declaring that no matter what, he will not allow Denji to die. And in truth, Denji is the only one capable of killing the Eternity Devil. Realizing that the nightmare revolves around him, Denji makes his choice. With a grin, he pulls his chest cord, laughing that if this devil wants his heart so badly, he'll give it to him in pieces. Chainsaws roar to life as he leaps straight into the abyss, plunging into the Eternity Devil's infinite flesh, deciding to carve his way out no matter how long it takes, even if it means fighting forever. Before leaping into battle, Denji reminds Himeno not to forget the reward she promised. As Chainsaw Man's latest high-energy episode begins, we finally answer the question, does a perpetual motion machine truly exist? According to Denji, the answer is yes. He willingly hurls himself into the Eternity Devil's mouth as a sacrifice, not to die, but to fight. Inside the devil's endless body, Denji hacks and slashes without pause, his rage unrelenting, but the enemy has countless limbs and tendrils that seem infinite, and Denji's arm is eventually broken in the struggle. Worse, the devil's real heart isn't even inside this space, so all Denji's damage is meaningless. Maintaining his chainsaw form requires blood, and with so many wounds he begins to weaken, the chainsaws threatening to retract as he bleeds out, slowly becoming prey instead of predator. Just when it seems like he'll be consumed, Denji flips the script. If the devil can feed on him, then he'll eat the devil right back. He bites into its disgusting flesh, refueling by devouring it, and though the taste is vile like rotting sewer water, the joy of seeing the devil flinch makes it taste like strawberry jam. Himeno watches, trembling in awe. Her mentor once told her that fear feeds devils, and the more scared you are, the stronger they grow, which is why her past teammates died easily. But lunatics like Denji, who actually enjoy fighting, make devils tremble. That same mentor had once trained Aki too, and warned Himeno to stop him from pursuing the gun devil, not because they lacked strength, but because Aki was too kind-hearted to survive. Devils feast on fear, and kind hearts are always the first to die. But Denji might really have what it takes. Like a true perpetual motion engine, he keeps fighting, healing every time he drinks devil blood, again and again, in a self-recharging loop. In 3 days and 3 nights, Denji slashes non-stop until the Eternity Devil, overwhelmed by the pain, can't take it anymore. Crying in agony, it begs Denji to kill it. The very devil that once hid its heart now pleads for death. Talk about hypocrisy. And so the hotel crisis ends. The team finally escapes with a piece of the gun devil's flesh, though Denji collapses from exhaustion, unconscious. Afterward, the squad is given a break and a team-building dinner is arranged. The first time all of Division 4 gathers together. Since Makima will be away in Kyoto next week, Aki insists the dinner happen now, especially since Makima's been acting suspicious ever since Denji defeated the Eternity Devil. She seems to know more about him than she lets on, and Himeno suspects Denji carries a secret that even he doesn't understand. Jokingly, they plan to get Makima drunk during the party to find out the truth. Spirits are high, food is abundant, and for Power and Denji, it's like paradise. Power protects her dishes like a beast, while Denji can't even read the menu properly. Newcomers introduce themselves, revealing their contracts. Denji is the youngest of the group, while Arai and others are contracted with the Fox Devil. But one of the rookies has just died recently, which leaves Kobeni and Arai shaken. Denji, however, is thinking only about one thing: Himeno's promise of a kiss with tongue. To him, this is a sacred treasure. But the rest of the squad laughs. Apparently, Himeno kisses everyone when she's drunk. Denji clings to hope until Makima arrives, stunning the group. Suddenly, Denji is torn. He wants Himeno's kiss, but fears Makima will see it, because he's attracted to her too. Aki, confused by how devils keep targeting Denji, asks Makima if she knows the truth about him. She smirks and says she'll tell him, but only if he can outdrink her. Himeno joins in, but both she and Aki are no match for Makima's iron liver. As drinks keep flowing, Himeno pounces on her food like a beast, devouring pork trotters while Power drools in envy. Denji is thrown off by Himeno's behavior, but he steels himself as she leans in. The kiss comes, and instantly goes horrifically wrong. Himeno vomits in Denji's mouth. The sacred treasure is reduced to a trauma he'll never forget. As vomit floods his mouth, Denji retches for hours afterward, curled over a toilet, remembering how he and Pochita once laughed at rats who ate puke. Now he is one. Post-party, a drunken Himeno carries Denji home as she always drags men back when drunk. Her eyes are hazy, her heart heavy with jealousy. Why does everyone love Makima. Even Aki, she mutters. It's clear she likes Aki, but here she is, teasing Denji, fingers tracing his body, making it hard for the poor virgin chainsaw man to keep his composure, especially for his first time. As the night with Himeno intensifies, Denji feels the adrenaline surge through his body, but just as she gives him the chance to finally fulfill his ultimate dream, his thoughts are overtaken by the image of Makima's gentle smile. Though his body reacts to the thrill, Denji's mind drifts back to the woman who gave him his first taste of kindness, her lollipop gently placed in his mouth, an indirect kiss he'll never forget. As much as Denji craves intimacy, he wants his first time to be with Makima. Neither power nor Himeno can shake that hold. So in a moment of resolve, he turns her down, proving once again he's a steel-willed virgin with a heart of chaos. The next morning, both sober, Denji and Himeno reach a rare truce. They both like someone they can't have. Himeno confesses her feelings for Aki, while Denji admits his for Makima, and so they make a deal. She'll help him win Makima if he helps her win Aki. And with that, an unexpected friendship forms. But while they joke and scheme elsewhere, darkness moves. On a train bound for Kyoto, Makima is ambushed and shot point-blank in the head. At the same time, across the city, Kobeni and Arai are assassinated by disguised enemies, and across Divisions 1 through 4, devil hunters are massacred. The attack was coordinated, deliberate, and terrifying. Denji and his group, peacefully eating lunch, are interrupted by a strange man at the next table speaking cryptically. Denji remembers him, the grandson of the Yakuza boss Denji once worked for. He draws a gun and opens fire. Denji is shot in the head. Aki reacts instantly, summoning the fox devil to devour the man whole, but the fox shudders. What it swallowed wasn't human, nor devil. A moment later, the fox devil's body explodes from the inside. Emerging from the corpse is a new monster, a terrifying hybrid with steel blades protruding from his head and arms, the Katana Devil. His form resembles Denji's, but darker, sharper, colder. The danger forces Aki to draw his hidden blade, a cursed weapon called Nail, which is not a sword, but a long spike tied to the cursed devil. If he hits the enemy 3 times, the cursed devil will appear and crush the soul out of the target. Aki strikes once, twice, thrice, and the cursed devil emerges, wrapping the Katana Devil in shadowy limbs and crushing his body with terrifying force. But before they can breathe, a blonde woman calmly walks over and touches the corpse. With a whisper, the Katana Devil is revived. Her name is Sawatari, and she commands him. The revived devil wastes no time. In one flash, he cuts down Aki, who only survives thanks to the devil hunter's reinforced suit. Power hesitates. She can't track the enemy's speed, and she knows she's no match. Himeno watches as Aki lies dying and makes a desperate decision. She calls on the ghost devil, offering her entire body as payment. The devil accepts. All its limbs twist into one enormous tree of hands and power, and the full form of the ghost devil awakens, finally overpowering the Katana Devil. Just as it's about to kill him, Sawatari summons a giant snake devil with a whisper and a fingernail sacrifice. The snake devours the ghost devil whole. Himeno's body fades away, her sacrifice complete, and only her empty uniform remains. Elsewhere, chaos reigns. Makima, thought dead, reveals her own terrifying power. She performs a ritualistic remote curse, killing Sawatari's men from hundreds of miles away. As blood bursts from heads like crushed tomatoes, Makima's ability is revealed. With the sacrifice of a prisoner's life for each target, she can kill anyone from anywhere. Meanwhile, Denji regains consciousness. Enraged by Himeno's death, he transforms again into Chainsaw Man and charges at the Katana Devil in a clash of steel and screams. In the deadly aftermath of sacrifice, the price Aki paid with his life was far too great, while what Makima offered in return was far too little. Even though the ghost devil's head had been bitten off, she wasn't truly dead. At the most crucial moment, she reawakened Denji, pulling his starter cord and bringing him back to life in full power. With Denji revived, the brutal battle between Chainsaw Man and Katana Man erupted. On the left, Team Red. At first, Katana Man charged forward like he was dribbling into the opponent's goal zone and passed the ball to the forward. Wait, no, that's not it. Must have watched too much World Cup lately, got carried away. Anyway, as long as Denji's heart isn't dead, he can always come back to fight. Katana Man's target was Denji's heart. Smoke and blood filled the air as they clashed, appearing like Denji had the upper hand at first, but Katana Man's counterattacks came swiftly. For a while, neither could gain the upper hand. Then, Makima's men arrived to back him up, trying to use them as leverage to threaten Katana Man. But this guy was even more ruthless than Denji. He used the moment Denji lowered his guard to launch a surprise attack, the same one he used to kill Aki, splitting Denji's body in half, along with Makima's men. He deliberately left the upper body intact to preserve Denji's heart. After defeating Denji, Katana Man himself was exhausted from all the fighting. With Denji down, Arei, Makima, and nearly the entire Division 4 team were wiped out by Makima's enemies through gunfire. But just as they were about to retreat with Denji's corpse, Makima, who had appeared to be dead, suddenly came back to life. She wasn't going to die so easily. Her powers were terrifyingly broken. Without a doubt, everyone there was about to die at her hands. At the station, Tendo and Kurose, who were waiting for Makima, were shocked when they heard about the attack on Division 4. Seeing her alive left them speechless. After meeting with them, Makima first asked Kurose to prepare a clean public safety uniform, then ordered 30 death row inmates to be summoned with the help of sacred items and for Tendo to book the highest altitude shrine nearby. Then, with everyone blindfolded, she made the inmates chant names one by one. With each twist of her hand, someone died. Each inmate was used to kill one enemy, like squashing a bug. It was a death-for-death exchange, a power that let her control who lived or died. This was Makima's ultimate ability, the long-distance death curse technique. When Tendo and Kurose removed their blindfolds, all 12 inmates had been sacrificed. Only Katana Man and Akane were still alive. But then Kobeni showed up and blocked them. Earlier, Arai had taken a bullet for her, dying in her place, and that pushed her over the edge. Many had once found her tearful character annoying, but after this episode everything changed. Despite her fragile appearance, she was strong. When Akane summoned the Snake Devil, she calmly dodged and countered. I'd totally underestimated her. Kobeni moved with lightning speed, even dodging the Snake Devil's attack, and in a flash she cut off Katana Man's arm, stole his gun, and shot him straight through. Akane tried to fight back, but Kobeni was already too fast and too sharp. She quickly rescued Denji and even used his body as a shield. He couldn't die anyway, so no big deal if he took a few more bullets. Akane and Katana Man were completely overwhelmed and ran away in shame. After that, Kobeni was filled with guilt over Arai's death. From this incident onward, almost all non-demons in Division 4 were dead, leaving the Special Division the only focus for mass slaughter. Most of these attacks were linked to the Gun Devil. Due to the severe manpower shortage, the top brass decided to merge Divisions 1, 2, 3, and 4 under Makima's control. After this news, many members resigned. Those who stayed knew death was almost certain. Even Tendo and Kurose didn't want to join Division 4. The death rate was too damn high. In the latest Chainsaw Man arc, the Katana Devil returned. After the last battle with him, the Devil Hunters were badly damaged. At the end of the last episode, Kobeni's brilliance stood out. She single-handedly cut off Katana Man's arm and drove away Akane. She often looked clumsy in past missions, but she was strong, and maybe that's why Himeno saw her potential. Meanwhile, Denji and Power accompanied the injured Aki. After using the curse to defeat Katana Man, Aki's lifespan was down to just 2 years. But the biggest blow for him was losing Himeno. Their bond, born in the fires of battle, was like family. Every time Aki smoked, he remembered her. Her death was like losing someone he loved. She had taught him how to carry pain when life felt meaningless. Compared to Aki, Denji didn't shed a single tear. He kept asking himself, was he too cold-hearted? Himeno was the first person who wanted to be his friend. He felt sad when Pochita died. Would he cry when Power or Aki died? Maybe, as Chainsaw Man, Denji had already lost his human emotions. Thinking too much always made him spiral, so he and Power decided to just stop thinking at all. Later, Tendo and Kurose found Aki. On Makima's request, they came from Kyoto to guide the Special Division assassins. After the last battle, it was obvious. Someone had their eyes on Denji. The reason remained unknown. Makima said Denji's assassin skills were too weak, and that's why so many comrades died. To fix that, Denji and Power needed to train under someone stronger. The questions they answered were so weird and heartless that even the darkest instructor approved. Just like he once trained Aki and Himeno, now Denji and Power became his new disciples. And from here, their painful journey to become stronger finally began. The drunken old man called Kishibe couldn't wait to start training Denji and Power, and the very first thing he did was snap their necks to test whether they could revive, then fed them their own blood to prove his theory that as long as their blood restored them, he could train without holding back, meaning from now on, he could kill and torment them without mercy, treating them like unbreakable toys, something he had always wanted since childhood when he used to destroy every toy he played with. But now he finally had two that wouldn't break. Even while drunk, he thought that if he was the strongest devil hunter, then defeating him would mean becoming the strongest devil. So he declared that until then, he would hunt them endlessly. Denji, annoyed at being underestimated, decided to smash his head in using Power's transformed weapon, but before he even got close, Kishibe shot 3 holes into him in an instant and slit Power's throat with a single slash, proving how insanely strong he was, far beyond anything they had ever faced, killing them over and over until Denji had died more times in a single day than he could count. Yet every revival meant more suffering, leaving both furious and humiliated, even thinking about escaping the headquarters though, knowing if caught, they'd be treated as devils and executed. So instead, they plotted revenge by ambushing him during one of his drunken moments, since he loved alcohol too much. But when they tried the next day, setting traps and attacking with Power's blood weapon and Denji from behind, Kishibe reacted instantly, dodging with ease, countering Denji with a stylish kick and leaving them defeated once again, though this time he praised them for at least using their brains and explained the flaws in their plan before killing them yet again, saying the real training was only just beginning. Meanwhile, Aki was taken by Tendo and Kuros to the public safety underground prison to form a new contract since he had lost his Fox Devil and his cursed devil's power, or his strength, greatly reduced. So they introduced him to the future devil, already contracted by others at the price of half their lifespan or their senses. But when Aki met him, expecting something terrifying, the devil turned out to be a half-naked fool with antler-like horns, dancing around shouting "The future rules!" like a clown, demanding Aki to dance with him, which Aki coldly refused, only demanding the contract terms, shocking the devil with his bluntness. So the future devil told him to stick his head in its stomach to see his fate, then laughed as it revealed his end would be the most horrible death imaginable. But since Aki lived only for revenge, he accepted without hesitation, not caring about dying. Elsewhere, Denji and Power gradually improved under Kishibe, even managing to land slight damage, which made him somewhat proud. So he reduced their brutal training to once a week and said the next day would be actual combat training, with headquarters sending them on a mission to capture Katana Man, Himeno's killer, warning that if they failed, not only would the new squad be disbanded, but Denji and Power would be disposed of as well. That night, Kishibe met Makima, who thanked him for training the two, but as the shrewd old man, he seemed to see through her manipulation, pointing out how too many of his dogs kept dying and hinting that she was behind much of what had happened, including the attack that conveniently spared Katana Man. And though Makima tried to deny it, Kishibe was not someone so easily fooled, leaving their exchange heavy with suspicion. Makima's excuses didn't work as Kishibe bluntly called her a liar, while elsewhere Katana Man, Sawatari, and their gang were hiding in a tall building, refusing to retreat for two reasons. First, no matter where they went, as long as Makima lived with her terrifying powers, they couldn't escape. And second, Katana Man hadn't yet taken Denji's heart to avenge his grandfather, so he would never withdraw. And it turned out his men were the very same Yakuza from the beginning, who had once served the old boss but now followed Katana Man with a secret weapon hidden in the basement, a horde of zombies left by his grandfather to use against the devil hunters. On the way to headquarters, Tendo and Kuros asked Aki why he's still obsessed over killing the gun devil when he couldn't even handle weaker enemies like now, to which Aki replied coldly, "Then just watch me and laugh only when I really lose." And his stubbornness even earned them a thumbs up. Meanwhile, Makima marched into the Yakuza's base where, in gun-controlled Japan, most criminals had firearms only thanks to contracts with the gun devil, trading 200,000 yen for guns and ammo. And though the boss tried to intimidate her, she casually demanded names of those who contracted. Soon the mission to storm Katana Man's hideout began, with all Division 4 mobilized, the police and Division 2 blocking the outside, while inside the devil hunters launched a full assault, and alongside Denji, Power, Aki, and Kobeni, strange allies appeared. Shark Fiend, who could swim through walls and floors, the brutal Violence Fiend, who smashed zombies with his fists while wearing a gas mask he could never remove, the terrifying Spider Devil with a stitched human face and spider limbs sprouting from below, and the eerie Angel Devil with a halo and wings who looked harmless but drained lifespan from anyone he touched, something Aki didn't even fear since he only had 2 years left anyway. So compared to this bizarre squad, the zombie army actually seemed normal. The zombies were torn apart in no time, and Aki split off to search for Sawatari, only to be ambushed by armed gangsters. But just as they pulled the trigger, they all collapsed bleeding from their noses, Makima's unseen hand at work again, allowing Aki to reach Sawatari, who had summoned Himeno's ghost devil, still alive after being swallowed earlier, now obeying her completely, attacking Aki furiously. But with his future devil's power, he dodged easily, though his human stamina ran out fast. And when the ghost devil gripped his throat, he was seconds from death. But in that instant, he remembered Himeno, their past together, and the cigarette she had saved for him with the words "Easy Revenge," which the ghost devil now handed to him one last time, sparing his life in Himeno's memory. Knowing Ghost Devil had no eyes and sensed only fear, Aki cast away his fear, walked calmly through its forest of hands and cut off its head in one decisive strike, severing his final bond with Himeno as Sawatari watched in fear, trying to summon the snake again only to be pinned by Kobeni. Meanwhile, Denji Denji and Power reached an elevator full of zombies, Power too hungry to resist slaughtering them, while Denji simply shut the doors and left her behind, not wanting to waste time. And when the elevator opened on the 13th floor, Katana Man stood waiting with his men, speaking calmly about revenge and trying to reason with Denji, but the moment passed and both transformed, chainsaw and katana clashing mid-air, sparks flying as their deadly duel began. The battle raged on as Denji and Katana Man clashed fiercely, their blows shaking the city until the fight crashed onto a moving train. And despite Denji's improved skills from Kishibe's brutal training, Katana Man still had the upper hand, overwhelming him in every exchange. And when the fight spilled into the passenger cars, terrified civilians ran screaming, while Denji desperately tried to protect them, only to be struck down, his arms sliced clean off by Katana Man's deadly technique, leaving him seemingly finished. Yet Denji, never one to surrender, still had his last weapon, the chainsaw on his forehead, so he charged again, sparks flying as their blades collided one final time. And though it looked like Denji's chainsaw broke in defeat, Katana Man's body suddenly split clean in half, for in that desperate moment, Denji had used the hidden chainsaw on his leg to deliver a fatal strike, his secret weapon that no one could guard against. And thus Katana Man, who prided himself on skill and honor, was humiliated by Denji's trick and defeated. Though his devil body healed from the wound, he was bound and dragged away. And Denji, thinking of Himeno's death, came up with the perfect punishment, a contest with Aki to take turns kicking Katana Man's iron balls, the winner being whoever made him scream the loudest before the police arrived. And while Aki first resisted, the memory of Himeno made him agree, saying this would be his requiem for her. So the two of them kicked mercilessly as Katana Man howled, receiving the pain he deserved. The mission ended in victory, the enemies punished, and Makima reported to higher-ups that Sawatari, the true mastermind, had been captured but mysteriously killed herself on the way, leaving unanswered why she wanted Denji alive, while the cleanup revealed 1.4 kilograms of Gun Devil's flesh combined with the 5 kilograms already in possession, finally beginning to move toward the Gun Devil's main body. The greatest progress so far in locating him and giving Aki a solid lead for revenge. And in the final scene, Denji had a strange dream, wandering through a dim and filthy hallway where he saw his childhood self and heard Pochita's voice calling out as always, a dream he had since he was little, haunting him endlessly. And with that, the season came to a close, promising that the story would continue in the long-awaited second season.